So for those who don't know me, I'm Nick. I'm product lead at Publicis Group. I'm responsible for all the technology for resource management across all the agencies under Publicis. And I'm now really diving into AI, building AI agents, automations, using all kinds of AI tools currently. So I'm happy to share what I've been working on, and hopefully you can build the same. What we're doing is we're going to be building an AI-powered app with n8n and Lovable. So the first training that I did was about building a workflow on n8n. I will be able to share an AI agent that I created in Claude as a project that is actually generating really good workflows instantly. So I will be able to share this, and you'll be able to create your own workflows. Okay, so we're going to go into a bit an introduction about n8n and Lovable. We're going to do a walkthrough on the workflow that we're going to be working on. We're going to have a live demo on building the front end in Lovable. We're going to connect the front end with n8n via webhook. And then I'm going to share an AI agent file that you're going to be able to use. So it's something that actually I shared yesterday on LinkedIn. So I had a lot of traction on that and having really good feedback. So I'm happy to share this to you as well.
And if you can, Nick, go on full screen just for small screens and anyone who's on their phone.
Yeah, I'm going to scale because I'm on the big screen. Okay. So for those who don't know, n8n is a workflow automation tool. So you can create regular automations to automate tasks between different third-party tools. And you can have it as well connected to LLMs to generate, for example, summaries or minutes of meetings. Or you can as well create AI agents to perform tasks and take decision. Now, what is the difference between an AI agent and an LLM, a regular LLM? It's just the AI agent has tools connected to it and has a memory. So that's what's make an agent different than an LLM. It's a visual drag and drop workflow builder. It's pretty easy to use once you get the hang of it. So generating workflows with Claude will allow you to learn how n8n works. So with practice and back and forth with n8n, with Claude, you'll be able to understand how n8n works, and it will make things easier for you to build. I know that Roy did an amazing workshop last time on this as well, but that's how I've learned it. And then we have, and it automates backend process without coding. So we can use Lovable for front end and backend, build a full app, or you can use n8n for a backend and Lovable just for a front end and connect them. So that's what we're going to be doing now. Lovable is an app builder. It's as if you're working with a full stack dev. It's going to create the front end for you, the back end. It can create everything. It can create AI agents if you ask it to. And the only complication with that I see, that it can be when it has to refactor code, it will be really hard for it to make it work at some point. You're going to start having bottlenecks, and you're going to have blockers, and it's a lot of back and forth. And that's why it's sometimes good to separate, have a backend like n8n and connect it to a front end for Lovable. So like you separate the concerns if you want. It's a You just write with pure English on what you want, and it will build it for you. And then it generates React, Next.js production code, and it's perfect for MVPs and front-end UIs. So a bit what we're going to look into now. We're going to have a webhook input where in the front end, you're going to upload you're going to copy paste the CV, copy paste the job description. It's going to go through a validation, and then it's going to run a quick analysis for the relevance. So to see if the CV is the candidate is relevant to the job description. And then it's going to optimize the CV, rewrite the CV and the cover, and write the cover letter. And then it's going to return the result to the front end in Lovable. So I'm still using this same structure of the CV optimization. We can do any other kind of workflows. But this one is a bit complete. That's why I chose this one again. So we have AI agents, we have webhooks, we have it processes and parses text. So it's a good workflow. So keynotes. So important steps in the n8n workflow. So like I mentioned, so those are the steps we're going to go through. I'm going to show you a bit how it looks. So I don't know if you can see. Let me zoom in. So for the ones who saw my original workflow, it changed a bit. So I've optimized it quite a lot. So we have a webhook. So this is going to listen to any information that is going to come from another platform, such as Lovable. It can be a Google form. It can be Airtable, any other tools that you want to connect to the workflow. The webhook has a let me double click on there. Yeah, the webhook has a URL. That URL is how they're going to communicate together. So in Lovable, I'm just going to say, okay, I want to send this information to a webhook. That's the URL. And it's going to just connect it to it. So as soon as you submit a form or something in a third party, it's just going to connect it to this webhook and run the whole workflow.
So just to
we have
on this one here, this is the most critical point that a lot of people in the last cohort علقوا عليها, they got stuck on, is, and Nick, if maybe you just double click on this one, because it is like a point of challenge. So just so that we catch that, you're going to have your front end, which is going to be on Lovable. You're going to have your back end, which is going to be on n8n. And like Nick is saying, separating these two is important because then you have full control over your back end. You can modify it and everything without having to dive into the code. But this URL, post HTTP nick4485.app.n8n.webtest/cv-analysis, is a link that's going to be given to you by this node, both test URL and there's a second one for production URL. If you enter this link inside the front end, inside Lovable, and you literally in the prompt tell it, add this link, then you're going to be able to have the data from Lovable that you give just purely through prompts, so no need to code, be sent back here in the format that you see here on the right called output, and then you can start to manipulate it with node after node.
So yeah, thank you for clarifying, Roy. So yeah, like as soon as you bring in a webhook node, so you just type here webhook, and you have two webhook. If you start with a webhook, you finish with a webhook, unless you can have, for example, just one webhook and it will do a task. So if something comes from an email or from a third-party tool, and then you want to enter it into an Excel sheet, for example, you can end it with an Excel sheet. But for us, since we need a response and a return to send and receive from the n8n workflow, we need both webhook. So it will respond. So the third-party tool is going to keep listening, okay, until there is a response from that webhook to bring the result back. As soon as you put that in, it's going to generate this URL for you that you will be able to send in, to add in Lovable. You have, and then the configuration, usually once you create the workflow, it generates it for you. I'm going to explain, I doubt that we're going to have the time to replicate all of this. I want to gain time. I'm going to share this workflow with you. And then you're going to be able to use it. So you can just copy paste it in n8n, and you'll be able to use it for this workshop. So it has a validation at this point. Then it will check if there is an error. If there is an error with the files, it's going to go back and say, okay, you have an error in the front end. Otherwise, it's going to continue to an agent that will run an ATS scoring on your CV. We're going to check if you're relevant for the role. And if you're relevant, it's going to go through. And if not, it's going to go back to the front end and say you're not fit for the role. So this kind of workflow is just optimizing a CV where you are relevant, and it's not going to invent any experience you don't have to match exactly the CV. It's just going to rephrase it in a way that is appealing and that works, or bring it closer to the job description. So that's kind of the concept that I put into this workflow. So you're going to be able to use it as well for anyone who's applying for roles of stuff. And then we have the CV optimization. So once we have those results, this agent here, if I click on the agent, you're going to have the user prompt. So that's what's coming from the user. And then you have the system prompt. So this is what I'm telling him to be as an AI agent. So you are a CV screening specialist. Your job is fast initial assessment only. So only what it does is assess to see if you're a fit or not. And then here it will optimize. So as well, you have this the user prompt. So in n8n, the user prompt, just click and drag those in. So what you want him to assess, you can click and drag those into place.
I'm going to add one quick point here. For when Nick says click and drag, I just want everyone, like, keep your fingers on the chat as well, just so that we know. Just say yes if you were part of the prior session where we built an n8n workflow from scratch, where we connected node after node after node after node. Okay, cool. Super cool. Okay, wonderful. Because this can be confusing if he just says this and you are not. So, Theo, what we will basically we'll catch you up on this, and we shared the recording on the first session, and this is exactly why for everyone halfway is good enough. But this is exactly why when we did session 1, and we said build it, learn the alphabet, because in the next session with Nick, you're going to be able to take it to the next level, but it's going to make so much more sense once you know what the alphabet is. So back over to you, Nick. But basically, for anyone who's not new, so new to it and never did this before, these Lego blocks are going to be connected with the Lego block is the panel in the middle where it says CV Optimization Agent 3. And what's on the left is the output of the last of all the prior Lego pieces, which is CV text job description. And what's On the right is the output of this Lego piece. And when you connect the next Lego piece to it, then it's going to be basically the output of this one is going to be the input of the next one. It's going to do some manipulation. It's going to have its output. Yeah, just back over to you, Nick.
Yeah. So, and as well, for the beginners, I'm going to share my, like I said, my n8n agent. So in Claude, if you have Claude Pro, you'll be able to create a project. I have my n8n agent here. He has his huge instructions. I've been working on this n8n agent for a while now. And I scraped the whole documentation of n8n, dropped it here, and I put some sample workflows as well, so he can learn from that. And any workflow, anything that you type is going to run a workflow for you. And he's an expert in n8n workflows and prompt engineer. So what it generates, mainly, it generated this for me. So you're going to have a working workflow. There is minimal tweaking and back and forth with Claude, with like this AI agent, n8n agent. If you have any issues, you're going to go back and forth, and it's going to fix it for you. It has all the documentation in there, so it will be really helpful.
Nick, question from Cesar. Will these instructions that create a project in Claude that's a professional on n8n and prompt engineering, will that be shared? And could you share it in the chat?
Yeah. Okay. I shared it yesterday on LinkedIn.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if anyone saw it. Yeah, but I had like a huge amount of requests to send it. So.
By the way, everybody, like, it's an understatement when I say that you're in luck with this class, because what I taught a week ago on how to build your agents from A to B to C to D, and you can build something what sounds like it's complex to you at the time, and you're like, wow, I can build this thing that can read the news, curate the news, amplify the news, summarize it, and send it to me by email, is a walk in the park, لعب ولاد صغار, in comparison to what Nick is showing us here. However, for you to be able to make the leap from a basic application into something that complex is basically what Nick is providing to us. And he's simplified it in a way where we don't need to learn code, but we can have AI generate the entire workflow and teaches us the keys on how to debug it so that they can connect properly. Just wanted to give that context. Back over to you, Nick.
Yeah, thank you, Roy. So yeah, it's a bit of the n8n agent that I have like creates a full workflow to approximately between 85 to 95%, depending on the complexity of the workflow. So yeah, you'll have this one. So once all this is generated, it processes the results and then send it back to the front end. To show you a bit the front end that I created in Lovable, it's this CV optimizer. Okay, the UI is not perfect. I haven't worked really on that. It's just to show you a bit how it works. So I have a CV manager. You can upload your CV. You can have many CVs in here and choose the one you want. In the job analyzer, that's where you're going to copy paste your CV. And then put the job role, the company name. It can generate that automatically, but for now, it's manual. And then you can choose the CV that you uploaded before and then analyze. It will run the whole workflow and come back. And you'll have a table with all your results. So the job title, the company name, the status, the scores of your CV compared to the job description. And then you can download your results, so your CV or your job description. So rewritten CV, downloaded, it will open, and that's my new CV. So, and yeah, and it's not, It's not formatted the right way yet, but you can as well. If you continue working on it, it's going to use the same format that you had before and give it to you. It's just replacing text, but it's a bit more work. But for now, that's fine. What we're going to build then is this front end. Not exactly. I'm going to simplify it for the sake of the course and the time we have. We're just going to have, sorry. We're just going to have a copy-paste CV, copy-paste job description, send via webhook to the workflow, and it will come back the response. What I'm going to do now is just let me open LinkedIn quickly. Choose a job description. Just run it so you can see. See this one, VP of product. I'm going to copy paste this one. Go to my here, paste. So I'm pasting the job description. I'm going to put like n8n Lovable, and then here I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to choose my CV. And now I need to run, I execute my workflow. And you're going to see how it's going to use its tools and think, and then go to the other agent and process everything. So let's execute this. When I execute, it's going to start listening. And here I submit. And now it's going to pick it up from here. So now it's processing the data. I have a memory, so as well I can keep optimizing, looking at all the CVs, all the job descriptions, and it's going to keep optimizing my CV based on all the job descriptions that I put in there. So that's what the memory here is doing, and now it's processing the data, getting the feedback, checking if it's relevant. After that, it's going to run an ATS analysis. Ro, you're a pro with the ATS analysis, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And then, so yeah, like here, it's going to take a bit of time to process, but it's worth looking on how everything is connected and is working together.
Nick, can you explain each one of the stages as it's doing it? Like at every stage, what is it doing it? And how did you know to add this memory this memory node? How did you know what tools to add?
So first I draw a diagram on how I want. Now, what exactly I want, and what are the roles of the AI agent? So I draw a diagram, and then, to be honest, in the n8n agent that I created, I really went into the steps, and I even uploaded my diagram for reference, and it generated it at about 80% like this, you know, and then in the n8n agent that I have, it produces sticky notes as well, and it explains what part is exactly and how to set it up. So it's going to be even helpful for you. And based on that, I try to understand, okay, is it something that I want or not? And then it's back and forth with Claude saying, that AI agent, I don't want to run only the ATS analysis. I need as well to make sure that I'm relevant for the job first or not, you know. So yeah, and I start tweaking it back and forth with Claude, just like that. I'm not yet. I created workflows from scratch to learn n8n, but once we have something like that, and soon n8n is going to create its own text to workflow system built into n8n. So soon, no one's going to need to actually build workflow. It's going to be like Lovable, You're going to explain what you want, and it's going to create the workflows for you.
How many lines of code did you have to write?
Lines of code? Lines, you mean?
Yeah.
Quite a lot. So
Oh, you actually wrote code?
no, I copy
Zero.
pasted code.
He copy pasted
Zero.
all of
Zero
this zero code. So just
code.
just a double click
I'm
on.
not a programmer. I can read to try to understand like JSON files and stuff, and it's very easy. Anyone can read the JSON file, but zero knowledge in code. It's Claude, the n8n agent that tells me exactly what to do. So for example, here it's an n8n workflow debugger. I put my workflow, and I just ask her, what is wrong with my workflow? Please debug it. And it went through, it told me exactly what's going wrong with it. And then workflow debug analysis, it told me what it is. And then, yeah, how to correct it. And then like any other human, we're very lazy. So I just told them, generate the whole workflow for me. And it does at the end. And yeah, I copy paste it. I'm trying to see which one is more interesting to see. So here, that's my n8n agent. I told it to create a replica of what I created in Claude in n8n. I generated the whole code for me that I copy pasted. And then
Can you show an example of you copy pasting? Or maybe, sorry, not to disrupt anything. Continue in everything that you're doing with the run and the output. And then maybe for everyone to just follow you step by step on how to build it themselves and start to debug.
yeah, I think I will go through this. Let's get
Yeah.
Lovable out of the way. And then at the end, if we have a bit of time, I'll be able to show how to use this n8n agent and how to copy paste, like how it looks when we copy paste it in the workflow. If someone has a good prompt, an idea that they want to build in a workflow, they can copy paste it in the chat, so I don't waste my time typing or coming up with an idea. And then we'll put it in my n8n agent, and you'll see how it will generate the code. Okay, so the workflow is finished. And then I go to my applications. And we have the n8n love, and then completed. My original CV was 71%. My revised one is 91%. It improved 20%. And then I can download my written CV for the role. Cool, no?
Amazing.
Yeah.
And this is all on the content. So it improves your resume every time for every job. And then you could, if you want, extend on it, expand on it, and start to work on the formatting of it. But at least you get, global knowledge of all the resumes that and the proper papers and the expert reports that were shared on how to improve your resume. And then another one on how an applicant tracking system filter screens you out, and how a hiring manager or coach would see you, all based on the various agents, and then give you that feedback.
Am I blurred? Or it's just me seeing myself blurred?
No, you're blurred now all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I don't know what you pressed. Did you type anything? Ah, you're back.
Yeah, but I put blur my background. I don't know why it's not recognizing. Anyway.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's what we're going to look into. We're going to use this n8n workflow, okay, and then we'll create a new front end. So what I'm going to do now is, first I need to remove this.
We have one question, Nick, and I think that's going to come in a bit. How do you copy your n8n workflow into AI for review? And is there an export function to translate it all into something that you can send it in?
So just to copy, you select everything, or you can even select part of it if there is an issue in one section. But usually what I like to do, I select all my workflow, Control C, and it says copy to clipboard. Then I go to my n8n agent, go to my here, and then I want to optimize this workflow to minimize token usage. I will explain what is token. To minimize token usage. Yeah, any suggestion? And then Control V, the whole workflow is here. And then you send. And now you're going to see it's even going to, at some point, you're going to see that it's going through the documentation. So it's very relevant. Like even the workflow that it generates the AI agent node that you have in n8n. It connects all the tools to it, the memory, the OpenAI node. So if it's a simple workflow that you're generating, it will work at 95%. All you have to do at the end is just put your credentials. So the API key of OpenAI, or the credential if you have a Google Calendar in or stuff like that. Those are the minimal things at the end that you need to do.
And even the credential part, you can always, it's just a click and authenticate, like you're logging into something. And even if you're stuck, you can either take a screenshot of what you're seeing, throw it into Cloud, and say, I'm getting stuck on this step. Take a look at the screenshot. What do I need to do?
So here it came in saying how to, it recommended what to use. Sometimes it's just about the LLM, so we can use an older version for tasks that are not as important. And for example, we use the GPT-4, the 4.0 for rewriting the CV and stuff because we need the full power. But to give feedback on the original CV and the ATS scoring, we don't need so much power. So we use the GPT-4 mini, for example, which uses less tokens. Just for everyone, so LLM works on tokens. Any sentence, anything that you write and you ask an LLM is broken down into tokens. It's a bit random how it breaks it down. So a letter can be a token, a word can be a token, a sentence can be a token. So it breaks it down into tokens. And that's how it's calculating your costs based on the tokens that you're using. How it thinks, the LLM, unlike us, we think with logic. LLM thinks in tokens. It predicts the next token.
انا عم جرب شغله بس حلو بورد انا ما عم بقدر فوت لان على ماي يعني فت من ماي اكونت اللي هو @job humanity بس ماني اكيد اذا اديب.
Sorry, ما فهمت.
No, I think this was erroneous. Or I'll back muted.
Sorry. Okay. So yeah, that's how LLM works. So I just ask, okay, I don't want to pay too much on the LLM, so on the API that I'm using. Minimize the tokens, optimize the workflow so it minimizes the token use, so I can save credits on the API key, and it tells me exactly what to do. And then if you're happy with it, you can say, okay, generate the full workflow for me. So I can say I'm happy with this. And yeah, and then it will generate the whole workflow. And what you do is just, so let's say that's the generated workflow. You just copy and go to n8n and Control V, and you'll see the full workflow pasted already in n8n. So here it's regenerating everything with the optimized workflow. And now I'll just show you once it's done. In the meantime, let me just create a new project here. I know here I need to pay. Let's see how I'm going to create a new project. I don't know if I have enough projects actually. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to be able to just start. Let's see how it goes. So from Lovable, you can just directly start typing in here. It will create a project for you directly. I'm going to start with a very simple prompt. Okay.
Wait, one quick pause here. Everybody, this is your starting point. Now that we saw what Nick has created, we're going to start something from scratch. Are we starting something from scratch now?
In Lovable, yeah.
Okay. So everybody, please open lovable.dev. I'm going to put the link. And we're going to go step by step. And I'm going to keep an eye on the chat. And I'm going to pace us to make sure that we're all on the same page. So please keep the browser open on lovable.dev, create an account. Once you have your account running, please chat yes in the chat, or just say that you're in.
Okay. In the meantime, I just want to, Claude here generated the full workflow for me. I click on copy.
Nick, can you share the prompt that you created so that everybody, and put it in the chat so that everybody can just literally copy paste it and get that same prompt? We're going to be a bit close out.
Prompt for Claude?
Yeah, exactly. So that something that okay, cool. We have enough people in Lovable. Everybody, please just a quick another yes if you have a second tab open with Claude open. Okay. Hey, Nick, if you could share the prompt for everyone to paste into Claude.
Yeah, I need
And you
first
can
I need
from
to
scratch.
share the work. I
However
need to share the workflow first. Let me share the workflow. So
could you tell it maybe if you were to start from scratch, take that prompt and send it before you get your first workflow so that then they could copy it, or you advise what would you do just in case they only have two open windows, one on Lovable, one on Claude? and are wondering what is the next step to build this brand new app, top down, where the workflow is going to be given to you from an AI rather than what we did last week, which is build it step by step from the ground up.
I'm not sure I'm clear, Roy. Sorry.
Yeah. So a week ago, when we started, we literally started with, click and then add an RSS feed and then filter the data, and then from filtering the data, use an AI agent to optimize and then email us news. So basically, we built a workflow from step by step, and that's what
Yeah.
everyone who was with us did. Now, what I told them is that now you're going to do, instead of bottom up, top down. So everyone has two open tabs with two open applications, Claude and Lovable. And the question is, what do we do next in order to use Lovable so that it can generate the interface, and then use n8n, so a third tab open with n8n, so that it can generate the first workflow. So rather than inherit your workflow, how can they create their first workflow so that they could do it now on what you're teaching us, and then later on whatever application they want to build?
Yeah. I think this is going to be a bit of a challenge, just because we're dealing with an LLM. So each workflow is going to be different, even with the same prompt. And I will need to share my n8n agent, so everyone will do, and it's going to take a bit of time for this. I will share the workflow as is, the one I have,
Okay.
and I will share the n8n agent. Anyone can experiment on that. If they have any questions while using it, I'm always happy to support on that. So I think that now it's the moment you have an n8n workflow done, to connect it with Lovable. Let's have that part finished. Any Q&A, any time we have at the end, we'll be able to use it for if anyone has a specific prompt or a specific workflow that they want to generate, we'll be able to use it and share a screen and try on that. But I really want to finish the Lovable
Okay.
n8n part. So just quickly here, this one got generated. I just want to copy paste it so you can see how it generates, and it optimized my current workflow. So I go here and Control V, and it recreated the whole workflow now. And those are the sticky notes I was talking about. So every time it generates with sticky notes, and it tells you exactly how to set it up and what it does. And that's an optimized version of the above workflow. Now, the way it generates, you have to still move the nodes properly so it's clean. And sometimes it plugs the tool. So it's written tools here, but it plugs it at the top. I don't know why. Those are the minimal changes you need to do. You just need to take this and put it on the tool nodes. And yeah, move things across, and it becomes a clean workflow done, already finished. And it debugs as well. So any workflow you did, you can send it again and it will fix it for you. So that's done. Let's go to our Lovable. So here I'm going to start. Everyone has Lovable open. We can start.
Please send a quick yes. Okay, we're getting 1, 2. Let's wait till we get to 6 or 7 yeses. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's rock and roll.
Okay. So what we said is we need a landing page where we're going to have a place where we can copy paste a CV and copy paste a job description. Obviously, we can go through uploading a PDF and everything, but it will require more prompts sometimes to fix the upload functionality. But some of you have the free version, so I want to minimize the prompts, because as free tier, you have only 5 or 6 prompts. So I want to try to do this in 2 to 3 prompts. If there is no error and it's working perfectly, it would be amazing. Okay, so first I want to create a simple web app code. What are we going to do? Optimize me. Let's say, okay. Code optimize me, and I'm going to copy paste this for those who want as well. Use optimize me. It's a web app that will optimize my CV against a job description. Okay, and then I can say I want a text field to paste my CV. I want a text field, another text field to paste my job description. I want a button to submit the CV and job description. It's fine for the LLM. It's really good for them to understand what you're writing and to be very specific. And then what I like to do is to think a bit ahead. So I wanted to just build this now, and then after I want to connect it via a webhook. Okay, but I wanted to keep in mind. So keep in mind that for the future steps, I want to connect to send the CV and job description to an n8n workflow, generate workflow via the webhook and get optimized CV and cover letter back. Okay, so at least now what we have is a simple page. I want a text field for the CV, text field for the job description. I want a button to submit, and I'm letting it know that I want to send it somewhere via webhook, and I want to return the final result. And let's see what it's going to build for us. I will copy paste this in the chat in the meantime.
I just did. I just typed it up there.
Okay. So here we didn't do any authentication. And so if you want to build a proper app or you want to put a sign in, it's always good to start with this. So you put the username, password, confirm password, sign up, sign in. So those are like bullet points that you put at the beginning. It's always good to break down the whole idea that you have into small steps. So the authentication and authorization page first. So sign in, sign up. And then once you go in, what do you want to see? So you can give the whole, like the general idea in a few lines of what you want to build. It will generate something temporary for you and say, but first I want to build the authorization page. But for context, it's good for them to know what you're going to build. So even for the backend, if there is a backend that you want to build for Lovable, it will know and it will prepare for this in advance, so you don't have to go and refactor again after. So here it's telling you exactly what it's going to do. And it's talking about the design on LinkedIn, Indeed, kind of those websites, because I said that I want to optimize my CV, so it took these in reference. Features for V1, create a hero section, 2 large text areas, CV and job description. Submit button, responsive layout, responsive for mobile and laptop. So those are, and you see that the more you read at least what it's trying to think, the more in the future your prompts are going to be better, because those are things you're going to think about the next time.
Hey everyone, what Nick was talking about is if you ever want to do this only on Lovable, you can tell it build the backend as well, which basically this little button here, Supabase, is a full database that it can build for you. However, you probably may end up getting stuck at the coding level, where when you click on this, you're going to see the code it generated, and if you're doing the backend here, nice arrow, then you might get stuck at some point. However, if you take control of the back end by having a workflow-based user interface like n8n, and you can connect the two, then you're more in control of how you manipulate data in the back end.
Yeah, I created full backend, front-end apps in Lovable. The more it gets complicated, it becomes really difficult to fix the problems. And it's because it creates files in the backend. Sometimes it works in an old file. And if you don't know, you're going to spend a lot of time back and forth with it. Sometimes I'll just say, maybe you're working on an old file, check, and oh yeah, you're right, but it's too late. Like all my credits are gone. Yeah, like I think it's much better to work like this. So here it created, like you see, I have the optimize me, transform your CV perfectly, blah blah blah, and then here I can copy paste my CV, and I can copy paste the job description. If you notice in the what next, it's already thinking that it needs to connect it with an n8n webhook, and it's telling me add your webhook URL to send data to your n8n. So response handling, display optimization, CV and cover letter when received from n8n. So it knows that it will display it for you. And then now we didn't specify how we want to display it. So we want to display it on a table, or we just want to see it. So here it can be just one for the sake of the training. It can send it, and maybe you can preview it on the page. We'll see. We'll go with the flow. So that's the first prompt. Anyone testing it? How is that looking? Is it the same design? I'm pretty sure it's not.
So Haifa told us she didn't get it side by side, the CV and job description, and I sent a message.
Yeah.
I've been letting in the chat. I said you'll see your own view and see how AI can interpret things differently. Okay, now we're getting screenshots. Hey everyone, let's have some fun. Send your screenshots. Cesar got almost the same thing that you have. Haifa has more cutesy logo with a gradient. Same content, but Danny has okay, so wait, let me see. Bashar has see, can you see Nick? Can you see the chat, Nick?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm checking.
Nice.
Yeah, interesting. So yeah, we never know how things go.
Super cool.
Yeah. Okay. So once we have this, it's already there. Okay, what's next? I want to connect. So let's see. I'm sure now. If I put my CV, let me open my CV somewhere, or let's just whatever. Which one? Where is my CV? Okay, I open my CV. I'm just going to copy paste text. Anyone can try as well on your end, just to see at what stage you are. So I copy. And that's my CV. Okay, and the job description, you can open LinkedIn, choose at least a job that is relevant, so it will work with the workflow.
Okay, so let's put, so we have a CV. Everybody, please copy paste your CV. Everybody, please copy paste the job description. I can give you all a sample one if you like. Let me see if I can attach a document. I can attach a file. I'll add my resume. Okay, from a GDPR standpoint, you have consent. But let me see if I can find my resume so that we're all looking at the exact same thing so that if we have errors, one second, let me see if I can copy paste this thing. Yuppie, I can put, here's a resume, throw this one in. So open it, copy paste. Edwin, if you want, attach it, see if your PDF parser best works best. Maybe do this after the session, just so that we're not going into a small branch because there's 60 of us going through it fully right now. And I'm going to create a job and send that over to you. I'm going to take one from Kansas database. Let's go with product manager because Mabruk, you're all becoming product managers because you're building products without engineering. So let's have some fun with that. Here's a product manager job.
Now it's a big thing, vibe coding.
Hey, you are Mabruk, you are currently vibe coding.
Yeah.
You're officially vibe coders. Okay, so everybody, once you have, maybe before next screen right here, before we get into the workflow, just please a yes if you've literally just as simple as copy pasted my resume and then the job description in there before hitting submit. The next step is what happens when you click submit and how do you connect this to n8n. And that is the most important thing that you learned today.
So I uploaded as well the n8n workflow.
Okay.
So
Nice. I'm going to download.
anyone
I can
can directly optimize their CV.
Is everyone able to download the workflow? Because it failed for me. Okay,
If you want to download it, just copy paste Control A or Command A for Mac, and Control C or Command C in n8n, and let me know if it looks like this.
Okay. So the next yes is to see if you can see next workflow in your own screen. Okay. I have one yes, two yeses. Could not import file. The file does not contain the valid JSON data.
see if I can then export it properly.
But we had a couple of, are the yeses that we got, same here, same here. I can't input so much text in the n8n prompt. When n8n prompt?
No, in here, you have to paste it in here, or you're trying to just click here and Control V.
I'm going to try it on my end as well.
So to add the n8n code, you just click in the window here and Control V, and it will show.
So I'm assuming that I got the CV submitted successfully upon integration coming soon. Yes, exactly. Okay, so I'm just going to share. I'm going to add one more tab. I'll replace the current share so that I don't tell what to do. Nick, here's what I'm getting. When I select all, copy in your n8n workflow, and then I go into here and I have a brand new workflow. The idea is to hit paste here, right?
Yeah, like you click anywhere in n8n in the middle where you see the nodes. You click anywhere and just Control V.
Yeah, it's not. Oh shit.
Let me try something else.
Producing native database tables and Python, I hit base 10 times, 5 times. But maybe it's taking some time while it's producing the stuff. Introducing native tables. Okay. So here's what I'm seeing. It might be working, Nick, except that I'm on the starter plan. So here it's important to be able to get to that part. One thing that we open instance, so if it's not, maybe because it has tables and I don't have that running, so I'm just creating workflow again. What if
you can try to paste it in the chat, but it's weird. Like maybe I need to do it in another format.
One thing that I'm going to try doing, and everybody please in the chat throw the yeses if you're able to succeed in doing this. This is team effort. Review this file and let your output be an exact be in the correct format so that this can be pasted directly into n8n. Double check work to ensure no errors. Let's try this and see what we get. Maybe when you copy paste from a PDF, it takes some additional markdown or something like this. So this may work.
And if someone can put it in a text file .txt.
This is the cool thing about here. Here we're vibe coding and we're troubleshooting. This is going to be 80% of the game to know how to troubleshoot when you have an error. I'm assuming that this may work. Here's the complete properly formatted JSON that can be pasted directly into an n8n. Let's wait for it to be done. So
what were you doing, Roy?
Oh, can you see my screen? So basically, I put in a prompt that says review this file and let your output be in the correct format so that this can be pasted directly into n8n. Double check your work to ensure no errors. And then I attached your PDF. It's still producing the result. So for everyone, I don't know if this is going to work. I would assume that it's going to work because I've done this a few times in the past.
The thing is, we cannot export. It's the only way I can share. Let's see if I can download this. My n8n, okay, copy.
And do you all remember when Nick said, I can read JSON? This is JSON. So you can see here his agents. You can see the work that he's done. through prompt engineering, going back and forth. So literally, we're inheriting all the work that Nick's been doing for the last few months building this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, not many instructors have that level of generosity, but even, well, second to that is Nick's approach of saying, hey, instead of building something bottom up, let Claude build it for us and then let us just debug so that.
Oh, maybe I got a PDF with
ATS analysis tool, processing analysis results. So all of these are error prompts. Okay, this workflow is ready to import into n8n. Okay. Copy paste this thing inside the format so it doesn't copy paste the extra text. Go into n8n, paste.
Yeah, it copy pasted with this.
Yahoo.
No,
That's it. So it's just what we suspected. So I'm just going to share my prompt, put it in the chat. But it's what we suspected. So when it comes in a PDF format, it can have extra code that make it not fully readable. So this is the prompt. And I just wrote this prompt, take it, كيف ما كان. مش كيف ما كان, بس you know that like there are multiple ways of doing it, but I told it, please double check your work to ensure no errors, because sometimes it makes errors. I cannot paste this entire thing because I don't know if you can see my screen. I'm way over the character limit. So if you can just do the exact same thing I did, which is attach the PDF. And once you attach the PDF, put in that prompt. Now, ultimately, however it is that you do it, the most important thing is to get yeses, that you're able to see this output. This is the second most important, well, yeah. So now we've learned a couple of things. One, that Lovable can create a front end through a prompt. Two, that Lovable can create an n8n full workflow through a prompt. And three, the most important part is how do we connect the two so that you can be fully in control of the front end and the back end. And all you have to do is chat to Claude for the back end until n8n builds its own chat function, like Nick is saying, and chat with Lovable in the front end so that you can adjust it and put PDF builder, CV formatter, whatever it is that you want. This exact same flow will be used if you want to build a finance app, a pet care app, a pharmacy app, whatever it is, a real estate app, a brand new Airbnb, whatever you want to do.
No, I think Cesar wants us to recap on something. So what we were doing, I pasted the JSON code in the PDF, which doesn't work with n8n when you copy paste from a PDF. So from an LLM, you did it on what? On Claude or ChatGPT?
Claude.
On Claude, yeah, you just write that to convert that. So you copy paste it from the PDF, put it in Claude, ask it to convert it to a JSON that is compatible with n8n, but you want to paste it directly in n8n, and it will rewrite it for you, and then you can copy and paste it in n8n. I tried to paste it in Zoom. It didn't. It's a very long file.
Yeah. We have a few new joiners. So while everybody is, no, we can't maybe we can upload the JSON.
Yeah, so I have one, but it's not a clean version, but it's fine. You can delete because in my window I have all tests that I do, but they're all in the same window. That's the final one. I think that it will take everything, but it's fine. You'll be able to remove the previous ones.
I could potentially create one if you want, Nick.
So this should work.
Okay.
Okay, and to get this, you click on the three dots here and download. It will download everything on your window. I was trying just to get this. So we need to be mindful of time. We need to move forward. I hope that it worked for most of you. If you can have a couple of yeses, that would be great.
Yes, a couple of yeses when you can see the workflow. That's super important. I know not everyone is going to be able to probably follow where we're at. The recording is going to be very helpful. But at least let's get a couple of yeses. So Tala, Eli, Hussein, are these yeses? Karim, do these yeses mean that you're able to see the full workflow of Nick? Wallah, excellent. Yeah, 4 more yeses. Not pasting for me. Haifa, and anyone who's stuck, download the document that Nick shared, my workflow.json, or the one that I just shared, Nick's app, and try copy pasting it there. Okay, we have about 15, 20 yeses. Nick, keep going. Back over to you. I'll stop sharing.
Okay, amazing. So now let's look a bit at our webhook. So you look at the first node here on the left, double click on it. It will open this window. And then you'll have your URL. Okay, I'm sure each one will have, it will start with their own username. It shouldn't be mine.
When you have the URL, test URL, URL. So everyone, let us know once you have your first node open and you see your URL.
Try my folder, my file, the one I shared earlier. It's a JSON file. It should open. You can just import it. So in n8n, in the three dots, you can click import file, import from file. And then, yeah, if you just upload it like this, it should work.
And Nick, if you have a bit of extra time after, like to stay a bit longer, just to, basically, guys, if you are able to just do the connection and run it once and it works, you can hang up and you can build whatever you want, but get that point, get that step going. Top right, okay. Everyone, I want to make sure that, copy paste your URL in the chat. Instead of saying yes, paste your URL in the chat. Oh, nice. Haifa is a step ahead. Nice, Haifa.
Yeah.
Okay. Haifa Yasin.
Let's continue.
Bravo عليكم.
So we have our URL. We can copy paste, Control C, select it, or if you just click on it, actually it will just copy the webhook. If you click on this text many times, and then you go to, we go back to our Optimize Me app, and then what's next? We're going to just answer to those, okay, and say connect an event to a webhook. So you can just say small compliment. I like the way it looks. Let's connect the, what is it? The optimize my CV button to send the CV and job description to n8n via this webhook URL. And I pasted my webhook URL. I'm going to copy this in the chat. You can copy paste it and change to your webhook. and I send this. So did everyone? Already. Yeah, you have 5 credits every day, but you know they changed Lovable. Before, every prompt was 1 credit. Now, depending on the complexity of the prompt, it charges a credit, so it's a bit annoying. So I'm going to paste everything I do in here. So at your own time, you'll be able to replicate this based on the prompts. So
we have one success. Haifa said, connected. The button now sends your CV and job description to n8n. Hassan said the same thing. Adrian said the same thing. So now you just have the output that it accepted. It's successful. Now you need to see it really work properly. Hussein also got it to go. Nick, this is awesome that we have that many, learners or friends just getting through it. Okay, Amjad, getting to that stage. It's insane.
It's amazing. And the more you practice, the more you play with those tools, the more you'll gain knowledge. If you read what it's generating, like how it's thinking, you're going to be able to think about a lot of things that will minimize the usage of credits in Lovable or even in Claude if you have the free tier. You'll start knowing what you need to prompt, so it will not generate something you don't want and ask it to change it and stuff. So I think like everyone needs to start vibe coding a lot. Everything should be done on stuff like any idea you have in your head, try to replicate. I can show you all my projects. Everything I have in my head, I try to replicate it, or in n8n or in Lovable.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so we have the CV. I want the job description. I don't know if I took it or job description.
Nick, once you hit submit, how do you know that it actually worked?
So yeah, I will get into this. I just want to play because here, connected. Okay, very good. I want to adjust the job description. Okay, I'm pasting this in here. Okay, and to be able to do this, because we're in the test URL, you need to execute the workflow before sending the information. So if we can do all that again, if you can prepare your CV's job description in the main page in Lovable, and then you execute the workflow, I'm positive we're going to have an error because it will need to have the same file names and stuff, and that's what we will have to fix, but hopefully it's done directly.
Yes, we're here. Ghassan said, I got it, failed to optimize CV, please try again. Hassan is shaving his head. Haifa is saying she's got a couple of errors showing when executing the workflow. if I fixed a couple related to ChatGPT model, but I still have a few more to do. Edwin saying getting an error executing workflow, debugging. So any ideas on...
Yeah, so it should be the credentials.
Nice.
So they have to put their API keys in OpenAI because it's not going to share my credentials.
Okay. So we learned in the prior session how to connect your credentials into OpenAI. Nick, do you mind resharing your n8n screen just to show them where exactly they'll need to connect?
So in the OpenAI, I think that what you have is here an X or a red X on the AI agent and a red X on the Open AI, right? Those are the issues you're facing. So if you click here,
Edwin says yes.
yeah. So you click on create new credentials.
Does anybody need help to know how to connect your OpenAI credentials? I can send you the specific instructions. Because we learned this in the prior session, but not everybody was with us in the prior session. I'm going to send you the instructions right now in the chat of what to do on each step. So anyone who's stuck with this, I'll just share. These are the instructions that you're going to find in the chat. Stumm. Okay.
So in short, you have to go to the OpenAI platform. So you can Google OpenAI API key, and it will
Here's
get
the
you.
link: platform.openai.com. Click on that.
And then you can generate an API key.
So in the top right corner, when you open the page, there's a gear button, and then click on it. So I'll share my screen real quick for everyone to follow. Let's do it real quick. So I click on this. Can you see my screen? It opens here. OpenAI platform. Login. Once you're logged in, and please let me know if you're following with some chats. Well, it's not gonna help. Or Nick, you can be my eyes in case anyone's getting stuck, because I'm gonna go fairly fast on this one. So once you log in, top right corner,
Some connected.
there's a gear.
Some instructions needed.
Click on setting once you're logged in. Once you click on the gear in the top right corner with the settings, go all the way to the left, down to API keys.
We have a few done.
Very cool. And then from API keys, click on create new secret key. Now I won't click on this because this is being recorded and will be sent to a lot of people. But once you create your new secret key, do not close this window. Copy it because it will never appear again.
Yeah, I would suggest copy pasting it in a Node file or a note file or in a I don't know, in a document or Word document, so you have it there.
And then once it's copied, go back to your workflow. Click on this. So what you're seeing is this. This is where you're getting stuck on. Click on this. Double click on it. I have an OpenAI account, but if you don't have one, click on create new credential and paste your API key here and hit save. That's it. You don't need to, you can add info here, but they're optional. Just paste that key here. If you're getting stuck, last time we also did the same thing for Gemini. We connected Gemini. But in this case, Nick has OpenAI. If you want to have Gemini, you just trash this, hit the plus button, type Gemini, and then from here, you can enter your credentials for Gemini, and it's a simple link. But for now, let's just focus on OpenAI. Let's just get a yes if you're in, whoever had that issue first.
Hello?
Hey, Gaia.
Hi.
Yeah, we're mostly doing it chat only just because there's 60 of us, and so it could get a bit chaotic.
Yeah, I think maybe you sent me the link of your like functional meeting or something, because we were supposed to have a like one-on-one interview.
Oh, I'm wrapping up an AI workshop, and it's running a bit.
I see.
We'll follow up just after.
No worries. For your, like
No worries.
whatever, like your confidentiality, I'm gonna go, and then you can send me another link, okay?
Of course. Just give me.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. Whoops. So here we go.
Okay, I think that quite a few are connected. Done, connected. Do we still have people that are having problems?
You want to connect it in two places, or at least two places. Two places here. So if you've connected it in the first one, double
It should take
and connect.
It should take it directly.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, you can change the node to Gemini anyway. Instead of OpenAI, you can go here.
I'll stop sharing back over to you, Nick.
You can click on Gemini and have add the Gemini node to the AI agent. Okay, so let's try now to see if at least if it worked. I doubt, but we click on execute. So now this webhook is listening. And if I go here and optimize my CV and go back to n8n, it took it directly. Wow, okay. In some node open area. Oh yeah, because I changed my credential. But I think it picked it up. Okay. Let's see if we're going to have an error or not. Okay, at the end we have a problem. That was obvious because the files are different to what it's expecting. Still getting failed to optimize CV. Please try again after I added the API key. So where are you having the error, Hassan? Is it? And did you add? Yeah. So did you add the webhook? And did you execute the workflow in n8n before clicking on optimize? So you have to execute the workflow and then optimize my CV. This is for testing purposes. The moment you are in production, you change the production URL and you change it in Lovable to the production URL. The workflow is constantly going to be listening. It's not going to stop. I'm not sure about Gemini node. What's the question? What action should I pick? Analyze document. If you choose Gemini, it's just the node that you have to, it has to be connected to the agent and you shouldn't do anything. So I'm going to try another. Okay. Should I continue? We're good?
Yes.
Okay. So now I'm having a bad request at the end. Why? Because my old workflow was expecting some kind of naming for the files, which now we change with a new front end. So that's usually what you're going to get when you create a Lovable app and you want to connect it to n8n. You're always going to have this mismatch in the naming of the file. So it's either you can go ahead and ask the assistant within n8n, so that can help when you click on the error. And sometimes it can say, I will replace the code for you directly. You know, the bad request, please check your parameters. Could not find pending or analyzing job application suggested the supervisor. Looking at your node. Oh,
And by the way,
so,
you're at a stage right now where you can use, you can start to debug between Claude, like this is the error I'm getting, this is how do I fix it for me. So this is going to be an iterative process that's going to take you 4 or 5 hours, 2, 3, how many ever, until you get it fully right. But it's super important that you are able to connect n8n and Lovable. You are able to copy paste, like have Lovable create a workflow for you. And we can use the prompt engineering course that we took 2 days ago in order to know how to write good prompts for any app you want. And that you're able to learn how to build the front-end app. So today you've built a front-end app, you've generated a workflow in the backend, and then you've connected the two. Now, when it comes to the debugging, that's going to be, and you have the tools to know how to debug by putting the error, or even taking a screenshot of the error, throwing it in Claude, and Claude is the best app for it, and then asking it to debug it for you. This is an iterative process, but you have all the skills you need. And then we're going to be inside the Discord channel chat, the Agentic AI chat, so that if you have any questions, we can, do our best to help, realizing that we all have full-time jobs, so we may not be very readily available. So just whenever we can on our best efforts, basically.
Yeah, if you can send all the questions to Rola, you can answer them, or you can reach out directly through LinkedIn. I can jump on a quick call and support you in fixing things.
Yeah. And I'm going to add Nick's LinkedIn profile so that everyone can have it in case you want to connect with Nick on LinkedIn. It's coming up right now in our chat. We're going to have to hop off here and pause here, but thanks, everyone. We'll send you the recording. Sorry, Nick, over to you.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing. I want to share my n8n agent. So it's the instructions and the 2 files that you need to upload. I just want to give some context on that. 2 minutes it will take me. So if you have the Pro, you can create new project, and in the new project you'll be able to paste the instructions I'm going to send you and upload by clicking here the 2 files, and then and name it the way you want, and it should work. If you don't have the Pro version, okay, you just create a new chat, and in here you will paste the instruction and upload the 2 files on that chat, and then you'll be able to start asking it to generate the n8n workflows. Okay, so the instructions will already frame the LLM in that chat to do exactly what you want. But the problem with the free version is that you won't have enough credit to do the back and forth. You'll have for a start, but you will see it's going to run out fairly quickly. But Claude is amazing for any type of code, so you can build anything. You can even copy paste code or errors that you have in Lovable and put them, and it will help you understand what is the issue. and then you can go back to Lovable and say, okay, that's the issue, fix it like this. So you can make really good use of Claude. I just wanted to ask Roy, I don't know if you're still here, if I can share the files with you for the n8n agent, and
Absolutely.
you can share it to everyone.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to summarize everything we learned and the recording and everything into a specific blog post with the recording, and we'll attach all the files. We'll see how we can attach all the files, or maybe put the links inside a Google Drive, and then you can click on the links in the Google Drive. But please keep an eye on this. And this is where, sure, on your own, this is where a lot of your own curiosity and learning to learn is going to come in. You have the tools now to really build your AI agents. It's really up to you to spend the time and then get this working. Once you get this working once for the CV optimizer, you build it for anything you want.
I would start copy pasting the whole workflow if you're having any issue like this one. Copy paste the full workflow in Claude, and then say that I have an error in that node, and then you can copy paste that error here and say that's the message I'm getting, and it will fix it for you. It's either going to regenerate the whole workflow that you will copy paste again, or it's going to tell you step by step what to do and what to change to fix the issue. So I'm trying to help you as much as I can now. So when you're on your own trying to fix it, but otherwise I'm always open for you to connect, and I can help you fix things. I hope this was helpful and that you enjoyed it. I enjoy doing this a lot. I spend like long nights working on this. It's so addictive. But yeah, hope it's going to be the same for you.
Nice. Thank you very much, everyone. This concludes the triple-part session, but the real work starts now for you to build your own apps. We're going to highlight your apps as much as we can. The idea is that when you apply to a job, you apply with your resume. Once you have your app, you can apply with your resume and show them, hey, this is some of the stuff I can do. Once they see some of the stuff you can do, they can realize that at least the recruiter is going to realize that, okay, the hiring manager needs to see this. This probably takes you to the next stage. If they're at least good enough to like click on what you sent them and be like, oh, wow, they can do this. And then you move forward. So good luck with all that. And we'll be on, and we're going to, whatever workflows, I'm going to send you a link tomorrow with the recording, but I'm also going to send you a link with your workflow submission. It's going to include a few questions like, what problem are you trying to solve? Who are you trying to solve it to? How did you build this? And we're going to convert this response using AI into a blog post for you published on Kens, which means that you'll be able to have a link that really showcases your work to anyone you want, that you can supplement with a resume. We're going to do this only in the next 2 weeks, because we'll have to move on to new projects, new cohorts and everything. So try to really focus. Anyways, you only have 2 weeks of free trial with n8n. So within those 2 weeks, put your full focus, give it this full weekend to try to build your app, refine it next week. We'll be available to help you, and we'll publish it for you. Good luck. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Nick,
and try to enjoy it as much as you can. I started knowing nothing. Claude taught me everything. So have a good one. Bye.
Ciao.